Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is King Sam, and this is a special video and it was requested specially by the people in my After Effects community, the Throne Room community. And this effect was done by combi.ng, and this video is just me breaking down the animation and showing you guys how to create it for yourself right in After Effects. You guys should follow combi.ng. The animation was really hard to recreate. It was complex, but we end up finishing. This was one of the hardest recreations I've ever done, and combi.ng deserves all the praise for this amazing animation. So if you want to contact me, the easiest way is by joining my motion design community and subscribe to the channel if this video helps you in any way. So without talking too much, let's jump right to the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm really going to take a Photoshop file into After Effects, leave the composition and retain layer size. And if you want to learn how to actually make this, there's a video on my channel that you can actually watch. I'll put the link in the video description, and I can just move this so I can see properly and just drop it here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I can just delete this background layer here, and I'm just going to click here and go to my composition settings, and I can just change this so that it can be my background layer. Let's find the color here, those lights. Now I'm going to this my live DJ this thing for the background animation first, and I'm going to the first one and I'm just going to solo it. Okay, let's do two so that we can get the spacing right. Now okay, so I'm going to my type tool here and I'm just going to type live DJ in the same font, and I can just open my settings here, and I'm just going to scale it up like this. And I just align it to the center of our composition here, and I can just delete this remaining two. Okay, now I can just left click here, go to create and create shapes from text. Now I'm going to increase my stroke to, let's say, 3, and for my fill now I'm going to look at something that is close to the color of the background like this. So now let's delete this, and now on this our shape layer here, that's what we're going to work on. We're going to duplicate that, and we're just going to move that downward like this. Let's see, like this. I can select this to duplicate it, move it downward again, okay, so we are going to leave it like this. So what we're going to do first is we're just going to first handle the moving in and moving out of this our live DJ. And what I'm going to do is that first of all, the first one is very easy. Come down to 1 second here, make a keyframe on my position onto the beginning here, and I'm just going to drag this outside my timeline to somewhere around, let's see here. Okay, so next thing, I'm going to copy this initial position, come here, open my position property again, I'm going to come to 1 second, and I'm just going to make a keyframe on my final position, go back to the beginning of my timeline, and I'm just going to paste this. Now, next thing I'm going to show you guys is we are going to use shape layers. So I'm going to, first of all, let's just change all our these are shape layers now to the same color. So let's make that dark green. Now I like this dark green color. Let's make it fuchsia. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make something is selected down here, and I'm just going to come to our shape layer here. Now I'm just going to create a simple shape layer that is going to be between this place like this. Now let's make sure our anchor point is going to be here. It's going to help us a lot later. So that's where our anchor point is supposed to be. Now I'm just going to move this down until it's above my layer 14 here. And I'm going to open up my position property here, make the final position here, and for my initial position I'm just going to drag it down until it's outside like this, like that. Now I'm going to change my track matte for this my live DJ 14 to this shape layer here. Now if you go forward a little bit, you will see that, let's zoom in, you will see that it's showing, but it's showing the lower part. That is the part we want to cut off. So we can just invert the marks here. So now the upper part here is the one that is cut off. So the next thing I'm going to do is, for this our shape layer here, we can just duplicate it. I'm just going to move it down until it's above 13, our live DJ layer 13 here. And I'm just going to change the track mat to our shape layer 2. But as you can see, the position is not the same. So we're just going to adjust the final position. So for the final position of this now, it's supposed to be here. So let's open up our scale position also, and let's unlink this. This is why I said we should put our anchor point at the top here. It's like I didn't put the anchor point at the top, so let's just move the anchor point to the top like this. So I'm just going to increase the scale so it increases down like this. Now my positions now, my final position, it's supposed to be up here, and I can still increase my scale so it still covers till the end there. So let's see that. Okay, so our initial position, let's just adjust the initial position to somewhere around here. So now we're just going to come to this our live DJ, this our beginning keyframe here, and we're going to copy it. Now we're going to select all, we're going to select all the other ones, open up our position keyframes, and I'm going to make keyframe on their position. Now we go to the beginning of our timeline here, and I'm just going to paste all of them. I'm going to paste the keyframe just copied, so all of them have the same starting point. That's looking good. So for animations now, for the remainder of them, I just need to duplicate this shape layer. I'm just going to move it above my live DJ layer 13 here. I'm just going to change the track mat of my live DJ layer 13 to our shape layer 2. Now I think I made a mistake. I'm supposed to make sure that the anchor point of this is going to be on top here. So this is where I want the anchor point to be. So let's see, the final anchor point is okay there too. So what I'm going to do is now that this my layer here, this is where it's supposed to be. So now I have to move the marks to meet it up here. That's why you cannot see it here. So let's open up our scale property also, and this is why I wanted our anchor point to be up here, so that if I increase this, let's unlink it first. If I increase this downward, it gets longer like this, and this is what we are going to need. So let's change our final position now until it's above this place. This is supposed to be above here a little bit like that, and I'm just going to invert my layer again. And let's go back to our initial position, see where it is. So when you play it back, 3 of them are now working well. So I'm just going to replicate the same thing for each and every one of these my live DJ layers. So I'm just going to select all of them, hit U so that I see all the keyframes I'm supposed to see, and I'm just going to select their keyframe, hit F9 to easy ease. Open up my graph editor, and I'm just going to adjust it. I'm just going to adjust it by bringing this in this way, selecting this and moving this backward a little bit. Now this is what we have, and it's looking amazing. So what I'm going to do next is that I'm just going to offset all of them in time. This one like this. This is the first one. Now these two, I'm just going to move it down by 2 frames. 1, 2. Let's zoom in a little bit more. And you can even hide all these keyframes because we might not need them for now. So next one is this two. So now this is what we have, and it's looking cool. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work on that middle animation. So right now I'm just going to get a rectangle here, and I'm just going to make the rectangle big like this. Make sure that your anchor point is in the middle, and let's change the rectangle color to black. Then I think I can just shut off the stroke because I don't think I need stroke. Okay, so now for this rectangle here, let's move it above our text layer here. And for the rectangle, what we are going to do is a simple position animation and scale animation also. Now the rectangle starts somewhere after it finishes, so let's say here. And now at the beginning here, the position it's outside and the scale it's smaller, so let's reduce this like this. I'll just take it like this. I'm just going to move it outside like this. Now let's say somewhere around here, I can move it down if I want to. I'm going to move this towards the middle here. Then our final position is just going to be smaller of this, back to this size, but the final position it's above. Okay, so now let me just go to the middle here, and I'm just going to increase this one a little bit more. We have something bigger. Okay, so what I'm just going to do now is I'm just going to click this button here, and you can see my shape now has been clipped into all these layers here. So let's see that again. Okay, this is supposed to already start when it's about to finish. So let's see around here. So let's just move this like that. So now let's see. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to select all these layers. I just finished here. I'm going to left click and I'm going to pre-compose them. Move our attribute to new composition, click on OK. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is now I'm going to enter my pre-comp, and I'm just going to copy this my shape layer here, bring back out here, and I'm going to paste it down here. Now go to open up our keyframes here, and what I'm going to do is let's come to somewhere around here, or it's many, it was many 5 are visible, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to come to the point where 5 is visible, are visible. Okay, let's say 6. Let's just use 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the final one. And I'm going to make a keyframe on my position here and a keyframe on my scale here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click any of these points so that I can enter this setting here. I'm just going to note where this thing stops. So it stops at the beginning of this DJ here. So I'm just going to drag this down to here. Let's say here like this. And I'm just going to increase this one. Let's increase it downward. Let's just increase it a bunch. So now we don't need these 2 final keyframes here again. Now, if you look at it, we have something that looks like this, and it stops here. This is what we want. So now I'm just going to change the track matte of this to this shape layer here. So now as you can see, as it's going, as it's moving up, it's disappearing. As it's moving up like that, it's disappearing. Now, as this final one happens here, it appears to the back here, you now have it like cascading down. So what I'm going to do now for this new one is I'm just going to I pre-compose layer, and I'm just going to select one and copy it. Come back here, and I'm just going to paste it here. Now let's wait until it gets out, so that is around here, and move it back. Now for this one, now I'm just going to change my fill to black, and I'm just going to hit U. I'm just going to delete the beginning of my position so that it goes back to the middle here. That means I don't actually need this other keyframe anymore. So now if I open this up, close this, and open up contents, you're going to see all of it like this, just already separated. So what I can just do for this one now is I can just select everything. So I have live is 4 letters, DJ is 2 letters, and I'm just going to duplicate it 6 times. That's good. Now here, go to delete everything apart from L. Contents here. Delete everything apart from I. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to leave it on for 5 frames. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Select this, drag it back. This one now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Drag it back. Please rename your layers. Don't be like me and suffer yourself. So I can just cut it short like this. So we have this looking amazing. So now we're just going to select everything here. We're going to duplicate it again. Just going to move it upward like this. Then everything, you move it back like this. So now you're going to select this and you're going to pre-compose it. Now adjust composition duration, blah blah blah. Select it and click OK. Now let's duplicate this 6 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to, let's toggle and switch between modes. Then I'm just going to on this continuous rasterization on all these layers here. So let's zoom in, and I'm just going to reposition them like that. So this one, I'm going to leave this one here. Next one, we're going to drag it down. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So now I'm going to just offset all of them by 5 layers. So it's going to start from the top here. That's from this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going to move this down. So now we have this. So after I'm done with that, like that, I can just left click here, can pre-compose the layer, click on OK. I'm just going to left click here, go to time and enable time remapping. So going to alt click here, you're going to click on loop out, and what that is going to do is basically just going to loop the same keyframe for us over and over and over and over again. Now I can unsolo all these layers so I can see everything together again. Intro of this picture right here, and let's just find it. I think this is it. Okay, so that's this and this. So that's the 2 of them like this. So I'm just going to select the 2 of them, left click and pre-compose the layer. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is open up my position property. So it starts animating when this black starts. So that is here. I'm just going to move it back, come down somewhere like here, make a keyframe on my final position, and my initial position, I'm just going to move it down like this. Let's see that. So let's see where this has reached. So it reaches here. So I can just move this. Let's move this downward so that I can give it space. So like this. So again. Okay. So let's just move this downward because it's disturbing me. Okay. Let's try that again. So let's just adjust the final position a little bit. Let's move it upward. Like that. Okay. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to work on the duplicates. I think they're duplicated 6 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there's one more. So we're going to offset it by 2 frames. So okay, so now I'm just going to select everything here, hit U. Okay, so let's just select everything. Let's hit F9 to ease. Let's mark my graph editor, and I'm just going to ease the final movement out a little bit more. Okay, so next thing I'm going to work on is I'm going to work on this line. So I'm going to a shape layer here, but I think before that I think I need to just work on the line a little bit. So I can just delete this here, and I can just draw a new one. So stop somewhere around here. Go down shift so you can draw a straight line. Then just change this to 2. And let's just change the color to black. Okay, so it's still a bit too tiny. Let's change it to 4. Too big. Change it to 3. Okay, I think this is okay, like this. That's cool. Now can duplicate this. I'm just going to move it. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to my anchor point here. Well, this is my layer here, and let's find where it is. I'm just going to move my anchor point down here. Now open up our scale property. Then we're going to make a keyframe on our final scale. Then move it down. Then our initial scale, we're just going to take it. Okay, sorry. For our initial scale now, we are going to unlink it and we're just going to take it down to 0. So it's supposed to finish animating when this girl's echo has finished coming back. So around here. So somewhere around here is supposed to have already gone up. Select everything, hit F9 to ease, open up my graph editor. And it's going to ease in like this. Let's move this back a little bit. So something like this is looking okay. Okay, so another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that let it reach the top together. So this one now have to come to somewhere around here. Okay, that's looking amazing. So let's work on the second one also. So now let's come to the beginning here, and I'm just going to use my pen tool to extend this a little bit more. Like that. I'm going to make I'm going to just change this, bring it down to 0. Now let's come back to the end here. What we are going to do here Okay, now for this other side, let's just use my pen tool here to extend it to here, like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to use position for this one. So I can come down here, open my position property, make a keyframe on my final position, go back to this place. I think this at this point in time is going to be full, so it's going to be fully extended. So here at this point in time, it has to be, at this point in time now, it has to have fully set. So I'm just going to move this up. And at this position, it should not even be in the scene. So we'll just drag that one out. Hit everything. F9 to easy ease from my graph editor. And I'm just going to change this. So it's supposed to slow down at the end. So I'm just going to pull it in like this, but not too much. Now, this one too is supposed to be touching. I just realized that. So I can just use my so the next thing I'm going to work on is our swipe up animation that I see here. Left click here, create, convert to editable text, and we're going to left click here, go to create shift from text. Now we can just delete this from our one, we don't need it anymore. Come to this our outline layer here, and what we're going to search is we're going to search position. And let's see where it's supposed to start animating from. Okay, start animating from the time it pulls back. So as it's here. So I'm just going to make keyframes on their individual position. Like that. And I'm just going to search opacity. And I'm going to make keyframes on the individual transform opacity. Then hit U so you can see all of them. The animation for the swipe up is pretty easy. All these ones now here are the final animation. So we're just going to move that to the front a bit. Let's just move it out to these 3 seconds here. Then for the individual, for the opacity now, we're just going to change all of them down to 0 to begin with. That's down. For the transform position property, we're just going to move them back like this. So we have this smooth looking swiping animation like that. Okay, so now we're just going to offset them a little bit. So S starts first. Okay, no, if it's going like this, P will start first. Okay, so I think it's happening too slow. We need to happen faster. Select everything and we're just going to move this back like this. So now we can just close this one. And we can just duplicate this. Now, I can just rotate this. Now I can delete the other one because I don't need that anymore. So now let's work on this our polygons here. The polygons appear towards the end here as it's swiping back. So that's here. So position and position and opacity. Move them back. Let's just move. Let's find out where does it stop. Let me find out where this thing ends. It ends at 3 seconds here, and I'm just going to add 3 seconds here. I'm just going to make a keyframe on that position here too. Then at the end here, this one. Okay, so at the beginning here, I can just drag this down until it reaches this place. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the same thing for the other one here. Let's zoom to fit, and I'm just going to drag it up. Carry this opacity down, and I'm just going to change the two opacities to 0. Hit P to open up only the position, and I'm just going to hit F9 to ease, open up my graph editor, and I'm just going to increase this in just a little bit. Okay, so now let's work on getting our timing right. So for the final one, we are going to hit R to open up our rotation property, and we're going to make a keyframe here. Now we're just going to come down to around 6 seconds here, and I'm just going to change this to -1. I'm going to change this to 1. Okay, so for this white pattern now, I'm just going to left click here, go to create, convert editable text, then click again, create shapes from text. Now I can delete this because I don't need it anymore. I'm just going to duplicate this. Now on the one on top, I'm going to increase my stroke to 3. Now I'm going to shut off the fill. Now I'm going to open it up, go to add, and add a trim path animation. Now let's see where it's going to start from. So I'm going to start somewhere around where this thing is finishing. So here, open up my trim path, make a keyframe at the start, change it to 100, go down to around 4 seconds here, and I'm just going to change this to 0. Now hit U to open up all your this thing, and I'm just going to offset all of them by 1 frame. I think we will need to offset it more than 1 frame, so let's just offset it by 2 frames. So we have the outlines animating well. The next thing we're going to have to animate now is we're going to animate the fills. Okay, now for this one now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate this thing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. Now let's start from this first one. We're just going to open everything up, and first of all we're just going to delete everything apart from W. So this is going to be name W. So next thing I'm going to do now is I'm just going to get my pen tool here, and I'm just going to come to this my W layer, for example, and I'm just going to go to tool, create mask, select that, and I'm just going to draw a simple mask like this, like that. Now let's zoom in. So I'm going to open up my W here, going to my max, and I'm going to open up my max. Then I'm going to make a keyframe on my mask path. So what's going to happen is we're going to come to the back here, and I can just move my max path out of the way like this. So we have that cool looking feel animation. So now I'm going to select this, I'm going to copy it. Okay, so around here now, this is where it's supposed to, around where this white begins to complete. So here, this where this comes in, hits the next one, so I can paste that here and open up U. So at the beginning here, I can just move it down here. 1, 2. Let's give it a bit of space. Move it to the front here. But at the end here, I'm just going to bring this over like this. So let's go front again. 1, 2. Control V. U. Beginning. Move it here. By the end, that's covered everything. Do it again. Control V. U. Okay, so now that I've done that, you can just select all of them like this and we can just close them up. What we have to do first of all, we have to separate them into their individual layers. So that's this one. So select, go to create, edit, convert to editable text. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate it times. Delete the next 2 lines. Like that. I'm just going to reset the anchor points back to the middle. This next one also. When I go to remove the first line on the last line. So it's going to be, the 3 of them are going to be like this. So I'm just going to put this one back in the middle here. And for this one too, I'm going to put the anchor points back in the middle. So now I want to zoom in a little bit more. Now, this anchor point here, I'm going to hold down Control and move it to this bottom here. The anchor point here, hold down Control, move it to the bottom here. The anchor point here, hold down Control and move it to the bottom here. Now, this first one animated first. This last one animated first. So I said I was going to put the animation around when it moves into this, so somewhere around here. Let's see here. Now, let's move them back. So what happens first? So I'm just going to open up my scale property, pay a keyframe on my scale, go back a little bit, change this to 0. This one also, can just copy the same keyframes here. Just offset each of them by like 3 frames. 1, 2, 3. Just make it 4. Move this back, paste that. And I think for the finishing touch, I think there was a little bit of a position movement here. So let's open up our position, make a keyframe on it, U, to reveal all our keyframes, and I'm just going to move that down here. And for this, I can just move this down to somewhere that we're going to start from. So let's say here. Okay, that's what we did. So let's open our position here also and do the same thing. Let me just move this one back a little bit now. So thank you for watching that video. What do you think? Let me know in my comment section. This video stressed me a lot, and I'll be so glad if you just drop a sub to the channel. So from now to the next time I catch you in another video, remember, improve every day, grow constantly, and dream endlessly. Love you guys.